Right, hello. In this video, we want to talk about the great emperor Probus, Marcus Aurelius Probus. Now, he started his career at a young age. He became a tribune during the reign of Valerian. We're talking about the age of the crisis right now. And during the 250s, somewhere there, he crossed with a small band of Romans, and he defeated a group of Sarmatians. Later on, roughly in the year 2072, he was given command of a fleet. He defeated a group of pirates somewhere near Egypt, and then he landed in Egypt, and he defeated the troops of Palmyra, Zenobia's troops. Right. Later on, he was one of Aurelian's top commanders. Aurelian was killed in the year 2076, and a person called Tacitus took over control. Now, Tacitus, he defeated a group of Germanic tribes who crossed the Bosporus near Constantinople. Right, and then he crossed somewhere near Tarsus in Cilicia, and there he was murdered by several troops. And a certain Florianus took over control of the army, and all of a sudden, somehow, Probus became the emperor of the East from Cilicia onwards, so probably Syria, Phoenicia, Lebanon, and Egypt. And Florus was murdered by a group of mutinous troops, and so Probus became the head of the Roman Empire, just a few months after the death of Aurelianus, the great emperor. And let's remind people that Aurelian was the person who got a defeated empire, a ruined empire, and he restored it in his 5.5-year reign. And Probus was also a good general, and he was also almost as powerful and as competent a ruler as Aurelianus was. Right, so what happened was that in the year 276, Probus invited the Praetorian Guards who murdered Aurelianus and Tacitus to a feast, and then he treacherously attacked and murdered the conspirators. Right, in the next year, 277, the Germans, 400,000 strong, they invaded Gaul. They captured 60 cities, and Probus, along with his picked troops, he defeated the Logiones tribe, and he seized the chieftain Semno and his son. Later he defeated the Franks, and later he defeated the Burgundians and the Vandals, and he seized the German commander Iculus. Right, and some of the German prisoners were sent to Britain. Right, in the following year, actually the year after that, 279, a group of Sarmatians again invaded Illyricum, Illyria, modern-day Yugoslavia, and he defeated them. And perhaps in the same year, he defeated the Yete, Germanic tribe, Thracian Germanic tribe, and he forced them to surrender, and he settled them somewhere in Thrace, modern-day Bulgaria. The following year, 280 AD, the Isavians. The Isavians are a savage tribe in Asia Minor. They were never purely Romanized or Hellenized. Some of them may have spoken a bit of Greek, and they rebelled, and they would rebel year after year. Right, and according to the Historia Augusta, the leader of the Isavians was called Balfurius. According to Zosimus, the leader was called Lydius. Right, and after raiding some towns or villages, the Roman troops forced them to fall back to a fort called Gremna, which means a peak, something like a peak, and they forced them to. They suffered from starvation, and what happened was the Isavians, they tried to get the women folk, the children, and the elderly out there, but the Romans forced them back, so it's the cause of famine. And what happened was that Lydius, the commander of the Gremna, he exiled a certain Isavian who created war machines, and so the engineer told the Roman commander that Lydius took out his face through a certain window, and he observed the Roman troops from below. And the Romans, they took this catapult or something, and they struck him in the face, and Lydius was dead. And then they forced the rest of them to surrender. Right. In the following year, 280, the Blemia, an Egyptian tribe, a barbarous Egyptian tribe, perhaps Berber tribe, they rebelled and they captured the city of Coptus and the Greek colony Ptolemaida. Right. And Probus defeated the enemy, recovered the province, and took many prisoners. And at roughly the same time, Probus formed a peace treaty with the Persian king Shah Narses, or perhaps it was Bahram II. Right, in 281, Probus and the Romans defeated the Bastarne tribe, the Germanic tribe, and they settled them in Thrace. Now, roughly in the same year, a coalition of Germanic tribes, the Gepids, Grethungi, and Vandals, raided by sea and land, and they raided parts of Greece, and they raided some parts of and they landed at Syracuse in Sicily, killed many of the citizens, and then they landed in Carthage, but they were defeated by the Roman garrison. There they were forced to retreat. Right. In the same year, in the east, in the eastern provinces, probably Syria, Lebanon, Phoenicia, a certain Saturninus, who according to the History of Augusta was a Galatian, according to Zosimus he was a Moor, he rebelled, but he was defeated and killed. Right. Later on, a certain Proculus, a German Celt, created a rebellion in Gaul, and he seized the city of Lugdunum, modern day Lyons, and he defeated the Alemanni, Germans, and Proculus allied himself to the Franks, and they defeated Proculus in a battle. Right. Later on, a certain Bonosus seized power in Germania, and the Romans defeated him as well in a hard battle. Right. And a certain Victorinus also, a Moor, revolted, and he was killed by his troops. Right. Now, roughly in the same year, a group of 80 gladiators rebelled. They killed their masters. They gathered several other bandits, and they raided parts of Italy, but they were defeated by the Romans. Right. So this is the final year of Probus, 281 again. And, well, despite the treaty he signed with Shah Narseh, or Bahram II, the Romans declared war on Persia, the Persian Empire. And he stopped by his hometown of Sirmium, which is in modern-day Yugoslavia, Serbia. And then, according to the History of Augusta, Probus ordered some soldiers to build a drain. They rebelled and they killed him. Right. And he reigned for roughly 6 years. According to Eutropius, he reigned for 6 years and 4 months. According to Eusebius of Caesarea, even less than 6 years. So that is roughly the story about Probus. And he was a good emperor. He was betrayed by the treacherous Praetorians, and after him came Carinus, Numerianus, and after that the 4 emperors, Diocletian, Maximinus, and after that Constantine. And sadly, the Roman Empire, instead of rebuilding itself, it elapsed into civil wars again and again and again and again, until it collapsed by the Germanic tribes and the Scythian tribes. It was the lack of manpower that actually did it. But Probus was one of the top emperors during the age of the crisis, before Constantine the Great built Constantinople himself. Right? Wraps it up.